Starfall.
Hey guys, Nick here with Starfall Sabers, showing off another finished commission. This video will act as showing off the features of the Saber and also how to operate it for the new owner. So with this design, my customer wanted a Saber that looked like it had belonged to a Sith Lord that was found by a TIE fighter pilot along his travels, and that it was found and kind of cleaned up and made to kind of fit his armor. So that's the story that my client gave me for this Saber. He wanted some claws on the Saber with some like elegant acid etching, and then just like a black, silver, red gunmetal kind of motif for the Saber. So I incorporated the red. This is baked enamel. It's very durable. And then also just some classic lightsaber elements like the T-grips here. And then also I added this kind of milled piece that kind of, to me, made it look like, kind of has like an Imperial starship look. You see it like in the background of Star Destroyers and the Death Stars. So I was maybe thinking that the TIE fighter pilot adapted this piece to the Saber to maybe make it his own, something like that. I'll give you it's got a blade plug in it right here that I made. It's got a nice choke point up here that you can hold the Saber on. This nice control box here, I like the way that turned out. And then the pommel is vented for sound here. So to wake this Saber up, this is the power button. This is running a Prism V5 installed by Vader Head. He also 3D printed a chassis specific to this Saber, which is nice. So to wake this Saber up, you tap the power button, tap and release.
Dark side.
And then tap again to power it on. This Saber is very loud. Has a nice, about 2 inches of venting in the speaker here. The flash on flash. Now this is your auxiliary button. Tap it once for like blaster blocks. If you hold it down, it'll give like a force lockup, like a blade lockup. And then power it down, push and hold the power button here. Alright, so we'll put a blade in here. So this is your blade retention screw. So you back it out. And then you can drop the blade plug out here. Oop. Don't back it out that far. Show the blade plug. All right, we'll get a blade. So you just want to make sure it's flush here, the blade retention screw. You can put your blade in here so it's seated, and then tighten that down. Power it on. Thread here. Now with this soundboard you can change colors. It's RGB LED in here. So to change colors on the Saber, you tap both the power and the auxiliary button at the same time. Tap and release. It's kind of like a purple. And then, so every time you change a color, power down the Saber, it will remember that that's the color that you had it on before you shut it off. So when you power it back on, you'll have that purple again. and back to red. It has a sound font package from John Rossi from Sabers Forever, and he does a nice job with his sound fonts. I'm always happy to put them in our Sabers. So I will take you through how to change sound fonts. When the Saber's off, you push and hold the auxiliary button until you hear a beep and then release. So now you're in your next sound font. And each sound font, you can customize the color for that sound font. So I left this as blue for Bespin since it's a light side sound font. We'll go to the next one. This is a Vader. And your next one. It's the Rancor Saber sound font. A nice amber colored blade for this one. Again, you can switch the colors by tapping the power and auxiliary. Corn horn. I really like this sound font. This is a really cool sound font. Cycle to the next one. And we'll go back to the dark side one.
The dark side.
All right. One thing to keep in mind with this Saber, it's not really suited for hard or medium dueling for a couple reasons. These claws, they're securely mounted and epoxied into the Saber. You see how the fins clamp down around them. But if this were to take a hit from another blade, it could break it off pretty easily. So just be mindful of that. Put your blade plug back in here. And the other thing about the Saber, if you're going to swing it around and duel with it lightly, make sure you're gripping it up here, mainly because it goes to a real thin section here, which looks real nice. But I would hate for, if you're holding it down here and take a real hard whack, you could damage this area because of it's pretty thin there. But aesthetically, it looks awesome. And if you hold it up here, you're totally fine as far as dueling it when you strike the Saber. So I want to show you how to get access to charging the Saber and to access the SD card if you ever want to change the sound fonts. So this little set screw here, I'm going to take a Allen wrench and just kind of back this out a little bit. You don't have to take it all the way out, just back it out. And then this is your belt clip CoverTech wheel. This also holds the pommel on here, so you'd want to remove this. Go and take it all the way out. And you'll see the pommel just drops down like so. Now, the speaker is underneath this piece of felt that just protects it from the metal. And there's this little pull ribbon here to pull out the chassis. So, just give it a little pull here. And then you'll see this is your recharge port right there. So the Saber comes with the blade and the charger. So you would plug that into the recharge port and then into the wall to charge up your Saber. Usually, depending on how much you use it, leave it on for a couple hours for a full charge. Now, if you pull out the chassis just a little bit more, you'll see the SD card right there, the little black micro SD card. That is what configures the Saber, swing sensitivity, all of that, and your sound fonts. So if you ever want to change that up, just let me know. I'll walk you through the steps. There's some online videos too on how to configure the Saber, change sound fonts and whatnot. That's how you get access to it. Once the Saber's all charged up and you're ready to go, just slide the chassis back in. If it starts to grab, just kind of twist it a little bit. Get it right to the edge there, and then use the pommel to pressure fit it back in. So where this is drilled all the way through, put it on this side here, and then go ahead and put your CoverTech wheel back on. Kind of hard to do with the camera over me here. And before you snug this all the way up, just kind of get it close. And then put some pressure on the pommel with your thumb like that, and then tighten this up. You don't want to over tighten the set screw. It's a steel set screw going into aluminum, so you could strip the threads if you're not careful. So just snug it up a little bit, and then you can go ahead and tighten up this the rest of the way, like so. And you are ready to go. So that is this Saber. Any questions, feel free to hit me up on Instagram. Also feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. Got plenty of more reveals coming this year. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.